What a time to be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, the season's over. Revolution Mania 10 was a success. And my name is Busy Badass, if you don't know. You've been living under a fucking rock. I'm the CEO of RPW. And what we're doing here today, we're just going to break down all the action that went down in Revolution Mania 10 and look forward to what's coming up next for RPW. Here to help me do that, the one and only, what can I say about this dude that I ain't said already, man? Hall of Famer, fucking creative director. He calls himself the creative prick. I call him one of the backbones of RPW as it currently stands. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Justin fucking Nix.
What's up?
What's happening?
Not much.
It's been a hell of a season. That's pretty much what this show is all about. Taking a look back at everything that we built up to this show and then going forward. Before we get into like what actually happened as a whole at Mania, what was a moment that stood out to you, like match wise?
That's harder because there's so many matches. I mean, there's so many great moments between Mox winning the Intercontinental Championship, which we've seen him, just battling before back and forth, and then the time when New Era took him out and he finally came back, and it was just it was a perfect moment.
Absolutely.
That and just two legends coming back and popping up out of nowhere, out of just the eternal mists of RPW itself, Raw and the Architect, Ryan Rigby, and like just seeing them come back was amazing. So, and then the just phenomenal, the pure talent that some of the superstars have, and that main event of the 3 stages of hell that just floored people. I mean, those are at least 3 that popped in my head. So,
yeah, a very controversial ending to that main event. Also, um, thanks to one Troy Mason, but we'll get into all that a little bit later. You pretty much hit on all the moments for me. I think another one was Levi Bliss winning the Showtime Memorial Championship.
Of course,
I think from a historical standpoint, that was a big one. Of course, Raw and Ryan Rigby coming back. I mean, another big one, Titan. I mean, we can go ahead and get into the part one of the show now. Titan winning the Diamond Dave, Memorial Battle Royal. So now he sets himself up with a title shot to start out for next season.
It's going to be interesting because he's not the only one with a title shot for next season, but he is the one to open up for next season. Like, I guess it's on, is it the 316 episode, or, well, we're already past that actually. So
yeah,
when we come back,
we haven't announced exactly what the first show is going to be yet, but whatever that is, Titan's going to have himself a championship opportunity. While that's going on, we also saw some static after the match. Julian Valdez took offense to that, I guess, being thrown over the top rope, and he kind of attacked Titan there. So maybe they'll have some kind of feud brewing there going into next season also. The next match on the card was for the United States Championship, last man standing match. I think this was the first time ever we technically saw 2 last man standing matches on the same show.
Technically, I mean, the other one was like the last stage of 3 stages of hell, but you are correct. You are correct.
It's still the first.
It's true. It's true.
Either way, after months of being a thorn in the side of Hustle Cartel, Blake finally did his thing.
Oh yeah,
he finally won the United States Championship.
I never doubted it, to be honest with you. I knew at some point he'd get his hands on gold. It's just what section of gold he was willing to take from Hustle Brand. That was the real question.
Yep. And this would not be the last time in the night, unfortunately, that Blake Williams had an impact on Hustle Cartel.
Of course.
More on that later.
They're trying to make this night, so they're going to show up again.
Of course. We saw a champion successfully defend their championship. Tyler Red defended the television title against Damian Wolf, despite the the looming presence of New Era and everything that they've been up to.
That's true. I mean, I figured New Era would get involved in some way or some form, but at the same time, sometimes New Era only focuses on what they want to at the time. So you never really know what's really in their heads. So
Yeah.
the fact that we didn't see much of them in this match was actually quite surprising, but that's how New Era's been. It's a little bit here, a little bit there, but I mean, it was still a great match nonetheless. And it's no doubtedly probably the best TV title match we've seen so far this year. But
Yeah,
the year's not over, so
that's true. I'll give it that distinction. Then we closed out part one with the Cutthroat Championship match, which was highly underrated.
oh yes,
At the end, Noah Stone defeated Troy Mason to win the Cutthroat title for the second year in a row. Noah Stone wins the Cutthroat title at Mania.
that's isn't he like the only man to do that so far? I mean, I know other people have
Yeah,
won it at Mania, but he's the only one to do it twice.
yeah, back
So
to back.
that's it's back to back. Even that's even more insane. That's 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 definitely going down in the history books. I'll say that.
Yeah, he spent a large percentage of his time over the last year as a champion.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. Very true. However, we can't hold back Troy Mason on this. He did lose his Cutthroat Championship. However, like you said, he isn't gone by the end of the night, as well as he did bring together the Fight Night Hardcore Championship and the RPW Cutthroat Championship, which means he does have a title shot at some point next season.
oh
So
yeah, for sure.
that's something we need to at least keep in the back of our minds. I know it wasn't the focus point on Mania, but this is just the beginning of the fire. The
Oh
blaze
yeah,
is
and
coming.
this is exactly what I was talking about because we have a lot of matches that were a lot of things that happened in Mania were the end of certain stories, but there's some things that are gonna definitely carry over into next season.
Oh, guaranteed.
Um, and speaking of that, that's a good segue. We got to talk about what's coming up for a minute. Still to come, we got the Slammy Awards about to come up. That's honestly one of my favorite moments of the year. Um, I kind of, we sit back and we crack the whip and we, we demand so much out of everybody all season. So it's just the opportunity to give everybody a little recognition and acknowledgement for everything that they did.
Oh yeah, everyone needs that because this we did a whole great, amazing season so far, and this is season 10. So I mean,
Yeah,
all the wrestlers, all the competitors need their props. Period, because they did an amazing job.
for sure. And then also after that, we have the RPW Hall of Fame. We announced at Mania that Raw will finally be taking his rightful place in the Hall of Fame. But what we
Finally.
did not do is announce who would be joining him in that class. And we are going to do that right now. Yeah.
Who's in it? Who's in it?
So we have two more superstars joining the immortal ranks of the Hall of Fame with Raw. One of them will be a former NXT Revolution Women's Champion, former Intercontinental Champion, a multiple time tag team champion, and a former Cutthroat Champion. Her name is Panther. Panther is going into the RPW Hall of Fame.
Okay, that is a name that has not been shared in RPW in a while, but she's definitely among the legendary females in this company for sure. So
Absolutely.
now, what is
Uh,
the second name?
the second name, I think that we have a handful of people in RPW right now that are still competing and already in the Hall of Fame. And this man is about to join the ranks. And if you ask me, honestly, he just got the final achievement he needed to get the Hall of Fame ring. I'm talking about Jackal. I'm talking
Uh,
about the new RPW World Heavyweight Champion. He's done everything else. He's held the Intercontinental, the US, the Cutthroat, the I think he held the TV title too, if I'm not
yeah, I think so.
mistaken.
At some
Tag
point,
champion with I believe him and GW were tag champs at one point. Him
Mm.
and Panther were tag champs a couple times, and now he's got that world title to put on there. He has the whole resume at this point. So
Okay, well, we also can't forget he was a Fight Night World Heavyweight Champion. He held
that as
multiple
well.
titles back in Fight Night, and I mean, he's been an amazing talent, period. And the fact that not only is it the 10th season of RPW, but it is his 10th season of Fetting. So, I mean, to have the World Championship and then the Hall of Fame, as well as a decade of solid performance in this industry, is amazing. So,
Yeah,
mad props.
absolutely, well deserved. Yeah, y'all see at the top of the screen upcoming events. So stay tuned. You're going to see the dates for those coming up in the next few days. Please stay tuned to the group for all that good stuff. All right, now we got to dive back into this card because it starts to it gets a little bit juicier as we go along now. Part two of Mania started out with the RPW Tag Team Championships on the line. The Mad family defended against Jaden Price and Great Divine of New Era. I mean, coming into this, it really felt like it was New Era's match to win, right? I mean,
I'm To be honest with you, the fact that they've been kind of sticking their nose in business all over the place. Not only that, but I mean, I believe it was the Mad Family who kind of messed with New Era to begin with to get their tag title shots. So the fact that they're facing off at Mania is kind of a bittersweet. But New Era did look dominant coming into this match. I won't lie.
they
Now, by
really
the
did.
end, I don't know what they look like, but it just seems like a repeat of what they've had this entire season of literally having the tag titles in their grasp and it just being yanked out at the last second.
That's exactly right. And I think this was just a case of two buzzsaws running into each other, and it was just a matter of which one had more gas, had more power. Allison Black, since she came back, she was on the tear, and then when Mad T joined her, strap a rocket to it. They kind of took off.
Oh,
And
guaranteed.
New Era has as dominant as Shane Adams has been. Um, it's just finding solidarity as a whole. I don't know. Maybe
Well,
next season they'll get it right.
hopefully. I mean, they still look dominant, but as a whole, to be honest with you, New Era did not have a good showing at Mania, but that's what the off season is for. You rebuild, and then you try to reclaim what you had before, or even go higher. So, just from this, who knows what could happen next season? We could see a whole new era facing off for the tag titles. We don't know.
Absolutely. Next we saw another match that we did not. Honestly, all of these next three matches are matches I never thought I would see, especially at this menu. Gypsy versus Sammy Black, the rematch from 2 years ago, taking it all the way back to where Gypsy actually retired Sammy Black from the active roster. And then she went into the GM role, and now there was the power struggle between Gypsy and Sammy Black, the general manager, versus the woman who considers herself the top female in the company. A little bit of friction going into Mania, and Gypsy's road to Mania led her into Sammy, unfortunately. And this was another surprising outcome for me. And it's crazy for me to say that with Sammy being a Hall of Famer, Gypsy's been on the road in big pay-per-view matches all year. And it just seemed like if you're putting them in a wrestling match at this current day and age, Gypsy would win. But that's not what happened.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought. I mean, Sammy hasn't been in a match in a while. It's been all season. We have not seen her step in a foot in a ring other than to smack someone in the face or tell them what the fuck's what. So that's really just been something that's been in the back of my head, just really wondering what's been going on. And I know that she did have friction with Sherry Kay earlier in the season a little bit, but Gypsy has definitely shot farther than I expected her to. I to be honest with you, I expected Sammy to come back and to put on a dynamic, amazing show, but I did not expect her to pull out the 1, 2, 3, especially with how much ring rust I assumed she would have.
Well, now when you say that, there was some of that because let's remember, Gypsy was about to win this match until the interference from Jay Quake. Now
I know.
remember,
Sorry.
yeah, no, you're good. Taking it back all the way to the Crown faction, with her, Jay Quake, and Cam Awesome. That was not something I expected either. So
No, no.
I
That
don't know what
like
that means for next season.
well, that's the thing is like I was surprised at that because it's been a long time since we've seen them even remotely near her. So like the fact that Jay Quake magically appeared after not really being around her at all season. So that's another thing that's very surprising. But I mean,
Hmm.
like I said, we can't put down her showing. She did have ring rust, but it was still an amazing showing. And to be honest with you, when I put my bets in, Gypsy was on my top of my card of getting in there because the odds were so much in her favor. I mean,
Yeah,
more props to her, but we got to see what happens. Maybe the crown returns. Maybe it's a broken crown. Who knows? I mean, anything could happen. The fact that this happened, that's just the baseline.
exactly. Next, we saw another match between two Hall of Famers, two guys that have been with the company from the very beginning. TVC started the year the company started. Um, I don't know what else to say about this match, man, that we ain't said already. Enforcer versus GW in a steel cage match. It was fucking nuts. Um, again, I saw the Enforcer winning this match, but I didn't see him winning it the way that he won it. Um, I'm not going to say too much, but there was some extra stuff that happened at the end that helped him get the win that I cannot speak on legally right now.
To be honest with you, I knew these men would go into the ring and try to kill each other. That's what I knew from the bat. They've had so much brotherly love and brotherly hate that I mean they've literally been in this company since the beginning, like you said. So there's so much that has been intertwined in their stories. Period. So I expected full animosity and full hate, and I won't touch on what happened, but I will say it's not surprising, but at the same time, it did make my jaw drop. So
Yeah, there's been a lot of history there, and it's going to be a very interesting season 11. That's all I can really say about it right now.
that's a guarantee. That's
Um,
a guarantee.
the next match, another special attraction. Video killed the radio star. The Raw Truth returns to RPW against the architect of RPW, Ryan Rigby. The clash of two eras. I want you to talk about this match because I mean, pulling back the curtain a little bit, like you were kind of the hands-on like producer, like handler for this whole thing. Like, kind of walk us through what the actual match was like, seeing this go down.
Well, like just seeing the match was amazing. The fact that these two men really wanted, and yes, I was the producer for this one, and since you pulled back the curtain, but there was one man who was really on really the driving force. And it helped rekindle a friendship on the side as well, which is amazing. I love that. But Raw was the one who came with to me with the idea, and it was really cool. And then once I finally put everything together and we finally okayed it, it just kind of soared, especially with the videos and all the packages and stuff were amazing. And this match did not disappoint. This match was legit something I was not expecting. Both men put their all into it, and just like I said, the match was amazing. The finish I was not expecting. I was not expecting Raw to come out on top because both men have been away from the ring for such a long time, and we forget how amazing in the ring the architect was, because he was in the very beginnings of RPW that no one really remembers, that we don't have much data or much history from that's in current day. But just the fact that they came back and we saw some amazing moves, we saw some amazing moments that can't be repeated at all. And I guarantee if you went to another universe and you saw this exact same matchup, it wouldn't have turned out the exact same way, because these men are simply what they were in the beginning of RPW, magic.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It was good seeing both of them back. Honestly, um, I think Raw is somebody that honestly we tried. He should have been going in the Hall of Fame like a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
I'm not really going to touch on why that didn't happen, but there was some negotiations that fell through between him and somebody else that was on staff at the time, and I didn't know exactly what that was until it was too late, and I got pushed out the loop. But I'm glad he was able to come back around, and I'm
Yeah,
glad that we're able to honor him for the competitor that he is.
very true. And the only thing I'm going to say on that little piece of information was we're going to go ahead and put that little piece of information to nighty night. So um so what match is up next?
Yeah. So after that, we had the final match of part two, which was the ladder match for the Showtime Memorial Championship. Shooter
Which
J defended against both Bliss brothers in a triple threat ladder match, and
this this match is all three men were in Sean's life, and I didn't know that until like just recently that Shooter J was a friend of his. So the fact that all three men knew Sean and they're competing it at Revolution Mania for the Showtime Memorial Championship, just it kind of floors me, to be honest with you. Um, because Sean's been gone for a long time now, but there's no way, just like Diamond Dave, there's no way that they can be forgotten in any way, shape, or form.
absolutely not. I tell everybody every chance I get, like without Sean Bliss, there is no busy badass. Like if he had not been on my ass constantly for like 6 months in 2017 to get on camera and become this character that they have for me in Asylum, like this wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be doing this show right now. I don't know if Revolution would still be going as strong as it is. Like, so yeah, you got to show love to people like that, man. He definitely like put in the groundwork for a lot of stuff I got going right now. But
Oh yeah.
um, getting back into the match, Levi Bliss came out the winner, and honestly, you just felt like it had to be one of the brothers to win it, right? Like it had
Oh
to
yeah.
be one of the men bearing the last name to come out the winner with this name, man.
Well,
So
when the match ended, I would expected one of them to. My heart was hoping, to be honest with you, because I just wanted that moment for one of them to be able to stand there holding the title and ending a season to where this was the first season that was a physical belt. I do believe you were the one who gave it to Australia, and you might regret that now, but um, you were the one who physically handed the championship belt to him, and that was just an amazing moment. The fact that we have now a physical representation, not just a trophy, which is amazing, not just a tournament, which is also amazing, but now a physical representation of the legacy of Showtime. So, which I'm surprised you didn't at some point take into your match and hit Australia in the head with, which would be fucking hilarious. I kind of wish you did. So, but I'll leave that alone. But that match did have some amazing moments. I mean, just The fact that all three men aren't dead by the end of it, and the fact that Levi finished the match with just a giant fucking claymore that it legit looked like it almost just knocked Braden out of his body. So
Yeah, that was a wild moment and a great match, nonetheless.
very true. Very true.
Still to come, we got to cover the triple main event. Um, Obviously, there's one part of that I really don't want to touch on too much, but
I
yeah,
wonder what that is.
we're not going to talk about it. What I want to do before we do that, kind of like when we do the Lions Den here, I wanted to do the Elite Eight. That's where I basically count down who I think at the moment are the top 8 acts in the whole company. Starting with the honorable mentions, um, the first one has to be Levi, obviously
Yep.
winning the Showtime Memorial Championship. Um, I guess only time will tell what the reign turns into and what he does, coming up season 11. The next honorable mention is Troy Mason. He lost the Cutthroat title, but because of things that we haven't discussed yet, but will, there's a big upside for Troy going into season 11. And now, the top 8. Um,
Shitty drum roll, but drum roll nonetheless.
at number 8, we got the RPW Tag Team Champions, Allison Black and Mad T, the Mad Family.
Okay. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. The very top of the list. So okay, I can understand that.
Yeah, they got a lot of momentum going for them right now. At number 7, the television champion, Tyler Red.
Yeah.
He's been
After
red
this,
hot. I can't remember his last singles loss. I feel like he beat Titan on the last Envy,
very true. To show
which
his dominance, and then he won the title from Noah Stone. So it's
yeah,
at least a good rally of matches. Tag wise, not so much, but definitely strong as a singles competitor right this second.
absolutely. Number 6, the new Intercontinental Champion, Moxley.
Yeah, that is that's surprising, but I'm glad his story ended positively. So we're gonna see what that happens, especially with Shane Adams being so dominant this entire season. We gotta see if Moxley is gonna do the exact same thing and be dominant as a new IC title holder.
Absolutely. Shout out to Moxley too, making history. That's the first person to cash in the world is yours for any title and call his shot. He didn't show up at the end of a match. He gave plenty of notice and he still got the job done.
Hey, he had the biggest balls in the building, so
There you go. At number 5, we have the new cutthroat champion, Noah Stone. As we already talked about, second year in a row, he's won the cutthroat title, walking into a season as a cutthroat champion for the second year in a row. Held the
it's
TV title last season also. I mean, he just, gold just follows him.
oh yeah, and it's not surprising. I mean, the fact, like we said, he was champion all season last season. I don't think he was champion for less than. I don't even think he was. I don't think he went 2 or 3 weeks without being a champion last season. So this next season, we don't. He could go from one championship to another. Who knows? He could be the most dominant superstar from there. Time will tell.
And he got the cartel behind him too. So I mean,
True.
anything can happen.
Which,
All right, top 4.
I'll pause it. We're gonna have to touch on at some point the remnants of what the Hustle brand, Hustle cartel is, just to see what's going on with
Oh
that.
yeah, of course. No, we'll touch on that in a little bit too. At number 4, this is kind of controversial, but at number 4, Shane Adams, because even though he just lost, he held the title for like a year and a half.
Well, not only that, but he didn't lose in singles competition
Yeah,
in
he didn't get
pinfall.
Yeah, he didn't get pinned at all until actually, yeah, he didn't get pinned at all until Mania.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's
Like
it.
I know there was a few matches where he did lose with New Era themselves, but other than that, as a singles competitor, this was his damn most dominant year. Period.
Yeah,
So, and I won't lie, with him losing the Intercontinental Championship, I could see him setting his sights on either reclaiming it or going higher. So,
yeah. So he's recently like spoken out on social media. He dropped a video like right after Mania ended, and he made it pretty clear that he's looking for the world title. So Jackal, if you're watching, just know Shane Adams is after you. You already got people targeting you.
keep an eye open.
At number 3, we have the new United States champion Blake Williams.
That is that is not surprising, to be honest with you, because Blake has literally been very dominant, but he's also come into his own, breaking free of hustle cartel and just being able to be himself again.
Very well said. At number 2, the former RPW World Champion Ed Coop. Now
This
this one, mm,
this is surprising, to be honest with you, just because yes, he should be up there, period. But it was shocking the fact that he lost the championship. To be honest with you, it's very
mhm.
shocking to me. He lost the championship. So to still have him as number two, I see. I probably would have pushed him to like 3 or 4, but he has
Yeah,
been very dominant. He was a tag team champion and a double champion for a decent chunk of time. So
exactly. I did these with the things that led them to Mania in mind as well.
okay,
And I think the way that he lost the title is what makes me keep him at number 2 because I feel like there's a case for a rematch there. So we could possibly see him go back after the world title when season 11 starts. So,
true, very true.
and that brings us to number 1, Jackal, the new world champion,
Yes,
newly minted, newly announced Hall of Famer.
I mean it's not. He's getting top of everything right now. Top championship, top Hall of Fame spot, top decade, and now he's the top of the fucking Power 8. So it's not surprising.
Not at all. Shout out to Jackal, man. Shit, you finally getting that shine. Now let's talk about this Hustle Cartel shit real quick before we finish up with the triple main event. Because like you're right. I mean, I gotta address it at some point. I mean, obviously Australia's gone. Blake Williams is gone. Um, I'm not sure what's going on with Matt Storm right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what his problem is.
Yeah.
We got Noah Stone, but there
Well,
was something that I
you're also forgetting one person. He's a British gentleman, who's
oh
kind
yeah,
of
I mean
started off in the
Pat Turner.
background. Yeah.
Yeah, Pat Turner, of course. Like he's still there, but as far as like boots on the ground, like competitors like representing Hustle Cartel, like it's really just Noah Stone out here right now. I mean,
Well,
if we being honest, but there was something that I said in the build up to my match with Al, where I said that Australia was a bad investment because of the decisions he made. So I was trying to recoup and reinvest, which means
okay.
that all the opportunities that some of these other people were getting because they were in the Hustle Cartel. Now I'm looking at the rest of the roster trying to find out who deserves those opportunities more than they do. So, I mean, you might see some people getting pulled into some offices. You might see some limos pull up, some jets land for some people, some envelopes
Now, my
pop up.
question is, and this is probably the question you're probably not going to answer, and leave it hanging for next season. Are you rebuilding Hustle Cartel, or are you pivoting?
You're good because you kind of answered that question for yourself already. Like
Yeah, but I
I'm
gave
gonna
you two
do
options, so I mean,
I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna leave it hanging, and I'm gonna give you somewhat of an answer. I mean, I'm 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 pivoting. I'm
okay.
pivoting. Hustle brand is still a thing, but I don't know if Hustle Cartel will be. I think that the next group of individuals that I invest into are going to go a completely different direction. So
Okay. So we might so to not confirm. So we will see in this last physical year, we will see giant two giant groups be put laid to rest. The Bullet Club and Hustle Cartel.
I mean, it's been 10 years, man. It's time. You gotta think like TVC has been a thing since the beginning of RPW. Hustle Cartel, I think that goes all the way back. I think the first card I remember seeing Hustle Cartel was like Revolution Mania 3 or 4. So either way, yeah. So I think like now you have these new groups. You have the Mad Family, which there's like fucking 20 members of the Mad Family that we haven't seen in RPW yet, and some that might be on the way. I don't want to drop too much C,
I don't
but
think it should be called Mad Family. I think it should be called Mad Circus. But
yeah. So there's a possibility we could see some more of them show up. You have the new era now blossoming. I mean, so
very
it's
true.
time for some change around here. We're already seeing some new alliances form, which you might have the crown back. I don't know what's going on with Troy Mason, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
the truth is something we have to actually touch on as well. What's been going on
yeah,
with them? I mean, everyone's been doing their single stuff as well. So
yeah. Jaden Price left and went to the new era. I mean, you got Troy Mason and the whole Ed Coop thing. So now that means he's pretty much out of there. Like
well, we
it's
haven't
really
heard
just
anything so far. All we've heard is like saw the actions. We haven't heard any ramifications. So
that's true. But you got Coop and you got Red, and that's what's love. So I mean,
yep,
again, times are changing. Times are
yeah,
changing. So
they are changing.
even sitting at the top with hustle brand and all that shit, like you still gotta adjust. And with that said, we get
Keep on
into a
moving.
very history shifting triple main event. The first match in the triple main event for the RPW Intercontinental Championship, Shane Adams puts the longest reign in the history of the company on the line against Moxley, who just had a roller coaster of a season. And he got it done. At the end of the day, it was Shane Adams throwing everything he had at Moxley, New Era getting involved, and at the end of the day, Mad Family would come out to help Mox, and eventually he pulls it off.
And it was shocking, but it was definitely one of those heartfelt moments because the man had fought not only through personal battles, through family issues, but also just taken out by New Era themselves weeks before, and then magically, like a man who was just magically healed, he returns and comes right back to dominance.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that,
Yeah,
but like
man.
you said, he cashed in. He was the very first man to cash in at Revolution Mania in any way, shape, or form. So it's amazing.
Yeah, that was not only like cashing in. It was the way he did it. Like he came out and told everybody weeks in advance like this was happening,
Very
and
true.
I don't know. That's never been done before. We seen all kind of cash ins before. We saw a cash in a fucking triple cage match a couple years ago with Ed Coop, and
That was
you
insane.
know, yeah. So shout out to Mox, well deserving. This is somebody that I'm looking, what I'm saying, at him like getting his just due when the Slammies come up and shit in a
Oh yeah.
couple weeks too. All right, let's talk about it. Next match in the triple main event. Australia versus BZ Badass. This was another match on the card that nobody thought they would ever see. Um, it's
Australia.
happened other places a couple times, but it's never happened in RPW.
No, this
We've
has been
never.
y'all's home. So the fact that mommy and daddy are fighting over the baby, um, it's kind of like just a moment where you have to like just take it in surreal. It's it's a mind numbing moment because what could happen or what could have happened if things went differently.
Yeah, I mean, from the outside, and I'm speaking objectively, like I wasn't in the fucking match, but I mean, like coming
Oh, it
from
wasn't
my
you. That was a
perspective,
clone.
coming from my personal perspective, this was actually a culmination of the last 10 years of Revolution. Because if you've been following along, it doesn't matter if we were in TVC, doesn't matter if we were Hustle Cartel, doesn't matter like what it was. It was always me being the boss and Al being my right hand and doing wild shit.
True.
He went into the Hall of Fame. He showed up butt ass naked. We lost a bunch of sponsors. We got fined. Who paid for it? It wasn't him. Tell you
Yeah,
that. Every
yeah.
time he lost the championship, referees get beat up, officials get broken arms. Who had to pay for that?
It's a lot
Wasn't
of
him.
fucking fines.
Yeah, man. And then he went on that whole rampage at the Rumble, and then he got surprised that I showed up and cost him the fucking Rumble. Like, what did you cost me?
But you got to admit, like he shit his pants when that happened. That moment where he just turns around, and you're there. Yeah, that definitely made his jaw fucking drop because he was not
Yeah,
expecting that.
yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting it either. I didn't know I was gonna do that. Something just snapped in me that night, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm tired of this shit. Yeah, man. It wasn't supposed to go this far, but the Hustle Cartel has been slowly deteriorating this entire season, and I just feel like him going off the rails was the last straw for me.
True,
So
true, and well, just like Hustle Cartel, there's one fact in time: nothing stays the same.
that is true, and I'm very fortunate to be sitting here right now after those two punt kicks that I took. Um,
Yeah, how's the
I
brain
thought
rattling around in there?
I thought I was gonna have to go in the concussion protocol for a little bit. You was almost hosting this shit by yourself tonight, but I'm good. So
Okay, good.
here we are.
If it was just me talking to myself, this wouldn't have been a very good episode.
I mean, I do it all the time. You're good. You got it.
Problem is, I'd answer back. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. They hear my voice all the time, though. The issue is a lot of the times they don't know you're the guy that's writing the shit that I say.
I will point out, like, since we're about to go into the main event, this season I have written at least 114 matches alone.
Yeah,
So that is a giant chunk of writing, which I've fucking enjoyed. So
yeah. I've been telling everybody, man, I couldn't have done this season without you. Like the amount of work that you put in, and even like the stuff that you didn't have to do, like the intangible shit, like the redesigning of the titles, the GMO shit that you've been cooking up. Like it's just all of that shit is so much appreciated, man.
well, I love RPW, and I've always loved and creating for this company, and the fact that I think I've held almost every job when it comes to this place now.
Facts.
This is like home. So
All right, now let's get into the main event because you talked about how many matches you wrote, and here you wrote 3-1.
yeah, that was not the original intention, but it kind of just happened, and I was like, you know what? It's Revolution Mania. Fuck it, we're going full bore. So pedal to the fucking floor, and we fucking did it. So
So the first stage was a fight pit match, and
which is
that
knockout
kind
or
of
tap only, by the way. People
yeah,
don't remember that it's knockout or tap only.
I thought it was interesting because the way that this turned out, like they both picked the first two stages. Correct me if I'm wrong. Coop was the one that chose the fight pit, right?
Yes, Coop
And he got
chose.
knocked the fuck out.
I hate that, but yeah, it kind of happened. Uh, but you also gotta imagine, you know, I don't know. It's not something I was expecting, but Jackal just comes out of nowhere with the fucking triangle hold. And that is one of the most deadliest holds, at least that I know of. And I'm not very trained, so please understand that. I'm not a trained MMA motherfucker at all. I know how to
Neither.
kick, I know how to punch, and I know how to get kicked and get punched. So the fact that he came out of nowhere after being lifted out of a power bomb into a triangle choke to just make Coop tap. I mean, fuck, I would have tapped from that. But
Facts. I think initially, like when I looked at like the type of competitor that they both are, like honestly, the fight pit kind of favored Jackal more in my eyes, anyway. So like, I was shocked when he won, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, cool. Because every time you pick a stipulation, that shit goes sideways, like the Triple K's match. Like,
well, nothing against Coop whatsoever, but like
no, not at
Jackal is
all.
trained in MMA. He's been there and he has been doing that for years. So the fact that he is definitely the one who I had big favor as a pick for the fight pit, that wasn't surprising to me. It's just Coop. Let's you know what next season I'm not going to give you the option to pick your stipulation at all. So we'll see what happens. We'll
Yeah,
see what happens.
let's do that.
Uh,
Now, the other surprising part was even after succumbing to the triangle choke, he came back and then won the Hell in the Cell portion right after that.
well, I didn't expect. I, Jackal was more proficient in submission, but when it came to a knockout back and forth, I can see Coop easily, holding his own. I can't say easily defeating Jackal. I can say easily holding his own. And the fact that he tapped and how long it took to remove the fight pit cage and put the Hell in a Cell cage, because those are two big pieces of metal that need
Very
to be
true.
shifted around by a crew. He had enough time to recoup. Coop had enough time
Ah,
to recoup.
ah.
So in the second match, he was recouped to the max.
He was. And he will come out with the win there. And then that takes us to the final stage, good old last man standing match. Now, this,
Yep.
you just knew there was going to be drama, but we just didn't know the caliber of drama we were about to get.
Yeah, that was
Um,
not something I was expecting. Let me tell you.
yeah. Now, the last man standing portion of this match was incredible in itself. But you got, at the end of this, you ended up with a betrayal and a debut and a lot of questions, plus a new world champion, all in the same like 3 minutes.
Well, I mean, that's how Revolution Mania is supposed to end. Controversy, heartbreak, and just fucking cheers. So,
Yeah. Um, yeah. So what we ended up seeing was basically both men pretty much at wits end. They're battling up from like a 6 count, and next thing you know, fucking Troy Mason comes out and distracts Ed Coop here, who's like, "Why the fuck you out here in the first place?"
I
And
figured he
then
would be out there to help him, but apparently not.
right, and then this allows Jackal to fucking pick up the win, and then we think we're done. And fucking Kurt Brooks, who is like an international superstar at this point, he's been in some of the biggest federations in the world. He's never competed here in RPW. I still don't know what the fuck ties he actually has with Troy Mason, but for whatever reason, he appears at Wembley Stadium, and then he pretty much gives Troy Mason the signal to stomp Ed Coop out at the end of Mania and then leave. And then next thing you know, like then the celebration just continues for Jackal. So like you got this guy just got stomped out by his boy over here, and there's confetti falling, like fireworks going off.
I,
It's
I
a,
mean,
it's
it's a hell of a way to wake up. Just wake up and fireworks, and you're like, did I win? And then you look up, you're like,
Yeah,
no, fuck, I didn't. Okay, mind you, we can't dog Coop, period, because this was
no,
an amazing match. The three stages of hell was amazing. He's an amazing competitor, and he has been an amazing world champion. But the fact that his luck just turned to shit at the end with just everything falling apart, from the world title loss to the friend loss to what's going to happen with the truth. Because right now, like you said earlier, it's just Tyler Red and Eddie Coop. What happens then? So,
yeah. This is another Mania heartbreak for Coop. But this match is gonna go, and it's kind of, I hate doing it because it's the last show of the season, and like the Slammies are supposed to like cover the whole season, but you got to throw this in as a last minute entrance for like match of the year.
oh yeah,
This is like
guaranteed.
an hour of these two fighting for the top prize, and then for it to end that way actually made it better to a degree
Oh,
because
it took the eggs and like say if that match was like just nice scrambled eggs, each match, the fight pit, you mix all the eggs together, you put a little garlic in there, once it goes to the Hell in a Cell, you add a little bit of cheese, all right, and then once you go from that to the Last Man Standing, they put onion in there, and then at the very end, someone takes some sausage, cuts it up, and puts slices right in the middle of it, and you just sit there slathering, going, "Oh my god, when is the next
bro,
season gonna
I am
start?"
way too high for this analogy right now. I'm about to like fucking leave you on this broadcast and go to Waffle House or some shit. Like, what are we doing?
That does sound really good, though. I won't lie.
Oh shit! But yeah, that was a great analogy. It just became like a very beautiful recipe for
Don't
everything
lie.
you love about wrestling.
Don't lie. You started drooling, didn't you?
A little bit, a little bit. It's everything you love about pro wrestling all in one match, and that's
Very
that's what
true.
we got here.
Very true.
Shout out to Jackal again. I don't want to take
Congrats.
away from his accomplishment because of everything that happened at the end of the match. Because at the end of the day, he was fighting this motherfucker like 55 minutes before that shit. So you know,
Oh
he
yeah.
did win the first stage.
Oh, just because he didn't win the
Clean.
first stage, he won the battle in the end. So
Very true. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Revolution Mania 10. That is how season 10 ended. Season 11, it's about to be crazy. We got a lot of stuff in the works. For season 11, personally, I think this broadcast will be the start of one of those, the new YouTube channel. I got some other things that I'm bringing back for RPW to take us to another level. Off season wise, we'll be back in like 2 months, y'all. We're back in like 2 months. We're back in
um,
like 2 months.
now while that's happening, I'm gonna drop a few facts about RPW GM mode.
That's what I was
So
just about to get into.
perfect timing. You know what? Go ahead and say your spiel. I'll fill in gaps from there.
No, I was just gonna say. In the meantime, in between time, the Slammy's coming up, Hall of Fame coming up, and we got RPW GM mode again, produced by Justin Nix. I was actually just gonna tell you to go ahead and let them know
Oh,
like everything
okay.
that's happening with that. Yeah.
Currently I'm still finishing up the roster. It may not be as big as I once wanted because the program I'm using, which is Fire Pro Wrestling World, available on PC, Xbox, I believe, and PlayStation. It's got some limitations to it. So now I'm gonna have to do a little bit of editing here and there. So it's gonna be a little different, and maybe it'll get better as the season goes. We'll see. I would like to get a lot of feedback on it, but there will be something that we have not had of the previews I've dropped in the group, which are just matches. The matches will have commentary to them, which means
Mm.
either I or myself and BZ will be commenting on them during the off season. So still trying to figure out that part of it and how to get his voice and his eyes to see the match I'm watching next to my voice. So we're still trying to figure that part out. But other than that, it's going to be more of a simplified version of RPW, but it's still going to be simply amazing. And I'm going to try to include more active roster members than RPW Legends. However, there will be plenty of RPW Legends and alumni in there, period. So it's going to be a bunch of insanity. So
I'm looking forward to it. I've enjoyed watching the recreations and the previews that you let out already. Um, I got to see myself in there.
mm, you got to see your custom intro, which everyone should be having a custom intro by the start of the season. So just being able to see yourself, like, because I know I put the curse in there as well, which is my alter ego, but it's just interesting to see your just you, the version of you that RPW sees in a wrestling match, in a wrestling game. Just seeing your character there is amazing. So
Yeah, it's a good time. So yeah, that's what we got going on. Until then, everybody, please stay tuned to the group. Follow, subscribe to the motherfucking YouTube channel. We're gonna have more content for this channel coming out once the actual season starts. We might have some people with some talk shows. The Lions Den will be back. We'll have specials for the pay-per-views, all that good stuff.
I do have one
But,
question. Are you
but
still not allowed to be on Envy?
I am. I am. She reinstated both of us. She didn't take it back. So
Awesome. Nice. So,
yeah,
so, so
I will
we are
be
now being able in season 11 to be once again graced by the presence of the badass.
correct. Correct. And please believe I will be pulling up to the season premiere. So go ahead and put it on the books. But until then, off season begins officially now. What are you doing? I'm going on vacation. I'm going to
Oh,
fucking
I'm basically we're going where exactly where I'm going. I'm going back to my computer and I'm off to designing. I'm gonna give one little teaser for next season that I am personally driving forward, and I've showed you some designs for it. The design isn't fully integrated, and the concept is not fully finished. So don't quote me fully on what I'm about to say. Okay, just give me a little notion of what the ocean be motioning about. Okay, and that is a new championship in RPW, but one you must earn unlike any other before. And the only equivalent I know of isn't been held in one company, one single company that has been held up as probably one of the most revolutionary, inspirational groups or companies in the world. That company's name is Lucha Underground. And the championship I'm talking about is the gift of the gods. I've loved this championship since I started watching Lucha Underground and since it died. But that is some concept that I want to bring to RPW next season. And I'm already in the design stages. So keep an eye open for that.
oh yeah. We working around the clock trying to keep shit fresh for y'all, man. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Justin Nix. I am Busy Badass. Good night.
Deuces.
Hustle continues.